Hello, hello, beautiful people. Hello, how are you? I'm excited today. Welcome to Manifesting on Monday with Robin F. David. I'm super excited today because we have a guest that I'm waiting for them to come on. So I'm looking for them to come and join me in the studio here. So as soon as they chime in, hello, welcome everyone. I'm super happy to have you here with me today. I am waiting for my guest, which his name is Cal, excuse me, Kai L. Smith. He's all the way from Nashville, and he is a fitness guy, and he's a fitness coach, young man with a story I cannot wait to share right here on Manifesting on Mondays. So I'm checking to see. I haven't heard from him. I just heard from him. I do take that back. I have spoken to him. But while we waiting on him to chime in with us, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I'm Robin F. David. I am a life coach. I help with healing. I am a healing and wholeness activator. I teach people the importance to create a sacred balance in life, which is mind, body, and spirit, well-being, and emotional wholeness and healing. And I teach that between prayer, meditation, different ways that you can create in your life how to live a life with more fun, joy, peace, happiness, and on purpose. And here is our guest. He's coming in. So let me add him. Hello, hello. How are you?
Hey, how are you doing?
Doing great. So happy to have you. Hey, it's doing it. It's happening. Manifesting on Monday. Look at here. Hello, hello. Hey, before we get started, I like to play this song. Welcome. Thank you. I'm glad you had time today to share with the whole world what's so important about health and wellness, health and our wealth today in 2021. And one of the things I can't wait to do is let people hear the things that you're going to share. And I wanted to say thank you for making time to be here today. So I have a song that I like to play a few minutes of it, and then I'll tell guests a little bit more about you. One of the songs while we're getting all ready and our guests is tuning in, coming in from work. Uh-oh, excuse me, y'all. Coming from work and all that great stuff. I hope everybody is having a good Monday evening. But I want to encourage people to listen to this song. This has been in my heart this year for 2021. It's been a year that I really think we need to believe in ourselves. And Sounds of Blackness has been just one of my theme songs for the anthem of 2021. I've just been hearing believe in ourselves. And so thank you for letting me play this song, just a little bit of it before we get into your story and testimony. From the power in the sky. Thank you for joining us, everyone, all over the world. I am super excited tonight to be with this gentleman here. This fitness gentleman is changing the world. Come on in, everybody. Share and like. Please leave your comments. If you're going to join us on StreamYard, you must give them permission for you to leave your comment.
That's that jam right there. I like that.
I believe. You got to believe in yourself. 2021. You and God, 2021. I'm feeling so good. When I raise my hands and go. Every time I lift my voice. Miracles. Nothing seems impossible if you believe. Thank you. Thank you, viewers and guests. Welcome today to Manifesting on Monday. I am Robin F. David, but not this is not about Robin F. David, but I'm here to serve everyone in the world who is ready to have a healthy 21. If you're ready, I want to share this gentleman with you. I'm so honored to have you on Martin Luther King's Day. We're making history together, you and I. And I'm
All right.
super excited about making history with the young man. And I'm so proud to say that you're a young Black man with passion, purpose, and driven life, and is impacting everyone. And to be here in Nashville, I really want to let our guests know you're born native of Nashville. You are from Nashville. So I want to ask you a few questions today. So we'll get started now. Thank you, guests, for joining us. Um, Kyle Smith, fitness coach out of Nashville, Tennessee, born and raised. He
Yes.
is our new leader, everyone. He is the new Martin Luther King. He is the Black man making changes in our community, in our society. He is the Black man that will touch lives all over the world. And let me just calm down because I'm super excited to have you. And I really just want to go over our topic was mental and physical health. Your wealth lies in your health. So tell me a little bit about who you are and tell our guests who you are. Thank you for being here tonight.
Well, thank you. I want to start off by saying thank you for having me. Definitely appreciate it. Can you hear me, by the way?
Yes. Uh-huh. Can.
Oh, you can. You can hear me.
Yes.
Okay,
I hear
great.
you. Yes. You
Yeah,
sound
so I was born, I was, oh,
great. Go
good.
ahead.
Yeah, so I was born in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm 26 years old. And it's just been a great experience in Nashville, impacting lives, making a difference. I was an athlete as a child growing up. I was playing baseball, basketball, and I think it all started with that in the beginning for me. And I just had the work ethic as a young child. And then later on, when I was in high school and college, I got more into fitness and nutrition as I got older, and then a lot of my teammates, would ask me questions about fitness and nutrition and just wanting that guidance. So once I was done playing basketball, it led into me becoming a fitness coach with a lot of people just asking me questions, regarding working out, how to eat better, with me having a pretty fit body, a lot of people wanted to, understand what were the steps that they need to take to live a healthier lifestyle. So just being in Nashville, born and raised, it's been a blessing. Love the community. A lot of people have been supportive of my business and how I'm trying to grow my business. And since COVID, it has definitely grown a lot, and I want to keep making a difference in Nashville as well.
Absolutely. Well, Nashville is absolutely blessed to have you, young man, as a trailblazer, changing lives, and especially when we talk about our health, especially when we focus in on Black health and young youth and how you continue. I have some questions I'd like to answer if you don't mind. One of the questions I have today is what motivated you to stay consistent? Once you said you were in high school, you were an athlete
Mm.
and you were doing, and then you went off to college. What kept you consistent, and what was your passion that driven you to that place of consistency?
I would like to say the first thing that kept me going and made me stay consistent was my mother. Seeing her, raise me as a single parent, her working hard, one she was wanting to give me the best life that she could give me. So my mom, my grandmother, my grandfather was the first steps of my consistency. And then two, I just wanted to, make my family proud. I wanted to either make it in sports, or I wanted to be a successful entrepreneur. I wanted to start a business. So, my family and my mom, was one of my biggest reasons on why I was consistent. And it all started at an early age. You know, I had the drive from my mom, and watching her work so hard, it led to me watching her, and then I took that into sports and school. I just wanted to make her proud and my family proud, and that kept me going. And then when I start seeing the results, you know, with the hard work, with school and sports, you know, being able to play college basketball, being able to play high school basketball as well, it helped me out. You know, I just saw the hard work pay off, and you know, I wanted to be able to make my mom and family proud.
Well, I absolutely am a mother of five amazing children, and I'm sure your mother, I want to tell her she did an amazing job. You said your mom was at the time single raising you, and two, I really
Yeah.
want to toot her horn as a queen, raising a young black man in the time where she was raising you, and having you to overcome so many obstacles that could have been things that could have hindered you or sabotaged you. So I commend her, and I'm so honored that to know that there are a lot of great single mothers out there that do a lot of great things with gentlemen, young men, in the absence of some fathers not being there. So um, kudos to her and your grandfather. And it sounds like you have an amazing family that's been very supportive. So shout out to your entire family, because look at you now. I'm 26 years old here, ready and passionate to share with people. So great. So that was some of you. That's your why. So as a kid, you mentioned there were certain things
Yeah.
that in your life that made you make these changes in your eating habits. You want to talk to us a little bit about what is
Mhm.
the eight? It's a myth about this 80-20. You know, they say
Yeah.
every 80-20. So can you tell us,
Yeah.
viewers, about, you know, it's the beginning of the year and we believe it in ourselves and we're going to get our fit. What is that meaning, that 80-20, about the working your physical part out and the right nutrition? Can you speak to us on that?
Yeah, before I get into that, I want to say shout out to my mom though. I mean, if she
Yeah.
is watching, I want her to tell her that I love her, and you know, thank you for just, you know, being there for me, being so supportive, and being supportive of all the dreams that I had. So, Ma, if you watching, just want to give you a shout out. But to answer your question, when it comes to the 80-20 rule, I think a lot of people get confused with, they feel that the fitness of things or being consistent in the weight room is more important than the nutrition side of things. And I think we've been taught that, you know, if you work out, you know, consistently, but if you
Mhm.
eat whatever you want, you're fine. And that's not
Mhm.
true. I think when you're younger, a lot of people are told, you know, you can work out, you know, stay consistent in the gym, but you don't have to worry about your nutrition right now because you're young. But the habits start early. For me, I wish that my mom would have cooked a little bit more healthier options, but you know, she worked a lot, you know, so she
Mhm.
had to stop at McDonald's or stop at Wendy's and places like that, that it's a lot of processed food. Now, what
Mhm.
helped me is that I played sports, but a lot of kids these days are not playing sports. You know, they're staying at home watching TV. A lot of kids are not being productive, so all the bad food is just sitting there, and it's causing them to gain a lot of weight, and it caused them to be lazy, as well. So I tell all my clients that, you know, it's really, you know, 80% nutrition, 20% fitness. The fitness part is very important. You have to be consistent in the gym. You know, I always tell my clients 4 to 3 times a week, and you do need some rest days. But the biggest part is what you're putting in your body. You have to have the proper nutrition. And that's why I'm here as a personal trainer and a fitness coach, to tell people that, you know, you can fall off the wagon with working out sometimes. You know, we're not gonna feel like working out every, you know, 4 to 5 days out the week, but it does help when you're having the proper nutrition on a daily basis. So I would tell anyone watching, you know, take baby steps first with your nutrition first before you start working out, because it's going to help you when you start to train with a fitness coach. you won't be so behind. If you take those baby steps, eating healthy, starting to eat more vegetables, eating grilled meats, things like that, eating more fish, drinking more water, getting enough sleep, that's going to help you when you decide to get that trainer, and you won't be so far behind. Because the biggest thing that I've realized for most of my clients, when they start to follow that 80-20 rule, they feel a lot better. I think the biggest thing for me was the feeling. I had more energy. I was more productive with my work. And even as a coach now, there's times where, I want to eat bad. I want to have that cheat meal. I have, one cheat meal a week, but
Mhm.
I know that the long-term effect of eating healthy is going to help me grow my business, and I'm going to feel a lot better. And I know for other people watching, the feeling is going to help you. You'll be way more productive. And I think that is just wanting to live a healthier lifestyle. That's the most important.
Now you have mentioned possibly, and I'm coming from that perspective. Uh, my mother was a single mother, and she may be watching, and mom is not trying to, out you out, but that was the time. Single mother, she would give me fast food as well. And you mentioned that you decided as a young person. Did I hear you say you knew that the nutrition, the 80% of it was the most because you felt like it was more empowering to you? So how did you, as a young person,
Right.
navigate yourself to that place where you knew that it would give you that more productive life on purpose, and you can, enjoy life with more energy? You had mentioned, and a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm so tired, I'm so wore out." So, can you just shed a little bit more on that for
Yeah.
us? What that meant for you as a young person deciding, and like we had talked about how history has showed that our growing up, our families taught us how to eat. Can you elaborate on that for me a little bit?
Right. Like I explained before, my mother worked a lot. So there was times where I ate a lot of fast food. My grandmother cooked, but it wasn't the most healthy food. So growing up, I kind of had to eat what was on the table. You
Mhm.
don't have a lot of options as a child. So growing up until college, I was eating poorly, but I was working out and I was playing sports. But there was a situation that happened when I was 19 years old. I was a freshman in college, and I didn't understand. My hands started to shake, and I felt weak, and I didn't
Mm.
understand what was going on. And I just woke up one morning, and my hands were shaking, and I didn't have a lot of energy, and I didn't understand what was going on. So I called my mom, I called my grandma, and I told them something's not right. I need to go to the hospital. So they drove down to Kentucky. They picked me up. I went to the doctor, and they explained to me that my blood pressure had went skyrocket, and I really didn't understand at the time why my blood pressure went up like that. But
Mhm.
he explained to me, you're young and you're working out, but it can run in your family. And how is your eating habits? And I explained to him, I eat a lot of fast food. I don't cook, really anything. And he said, at a younger age, you need to start, eating better. He said, because as time goes on, you don't want to, have issues with your blood pressure. So that was like the first time in my life where I had something happen to me to make me realize that I have to start eating better. And as an athlete, I wanted to eat better too, because I wanted to be able to perform well on the basketball floor. And I just wanted to live a healthier life as well. So as time went along, I just took baby steps. I was like, let me eat healthy for a week. Then it became 2 weeks. And then I
Mhm.
started to understand that I had way more energy. I felt
Mhm.
better. I was
Mhm.
moving better. I didn't have like that sluggish feeling that a lot of people talk about. When I was able to eat more vegetables, more fish, and more grilled meats. It was
Mhm.
just, I had a way better feeling. And I would tell any young mother, single parent, that's maybe working a lot. If you can't afford it, try to give your kids healthier options, because you want them to start early. You don't want them to start eating healthier later,
Mhm.
because it's just better for them. And you want to be able to, start that for them. And then as they get older, they will appreciate it. I
Mhm.
think if my family would have set the tone for me early, I definitely would appreciate it now, because I think that when you become an adult, you start to see that you're ahead of most of the world, when it
Mm.
comes to nutrition, and that's where most people struggle. So I think it all starts early.
I love that. I love what you're saying because what we don't practice enough of is eating the best food for our day and our life or for whatever calling we have. Like you said, for you is important as a fitness and that you are in a sport, so you wanted to be the best athlete. And even in life and working and all that stuff and success, in order to be the best at that and not be sluggish, excuse me, I agree with you. I this year decided that was like I don't do a lot of resolutions, but one thing that I am very clear on that is very important to have the best nutrition, whatever I decide to do, right? So I really appreciate what you're sharing with me. You know what I mean? Whatever you do in life, I'm saying
Yeah,
for me to feel good, feeling good is really
right.
the whole best thing of life. That's the key to life to me as the coach that I am and healing coach. So I was like, I really, really appreciate what you're saying that we can teach our kids, our grandchildren, how to eat its best, start earlier, and then we can have a longer longevity in our life and a more productive life. I
Yeah.
have some questions over here. Let me see
Yeah.
what some of them may be. If somebody have any questions, someone said hello. It's nice to see you, and wow, they're impressed with your story. Great, great, great. So my other question would be, okay, so as a kid, you told me that happened. Where do you think? Where do you think more people, well, they struggle with that? Where do you think they struggle? Why do you think we struggle so much with setting goals with our nutrition? That's the question I want to ask. Why do you think we struggle so much with nutrition?
I think that most people struggle with the nutrition because there's so many options for bad food. There's a McDonald's right up the street. There's a Taco Bell, right there. You got Waffle House right up the street. And I don't want to rub people the wrong way when I say this, but in the Black community, they don't put a lot of healthy options in our community, and that's why I believe that it's a struggle for people, to find places to eat healthier food. Even with the grocery stores, we don't get the best grocery stores. In certain neighborhoods, they have Publix and Whole Foods and places like that where it's all natural or vegan options. In the Black community, it's kind of like you kind of get what you get, and there's a lot of fast food places to eat. And then the second thing is a lot of people feel like they can't afford, the healthier options, to eat better for themselves, or if they have a big family. If you have a bigger family, it's harder, to grab a lot of healthy option because it costs more. But when it comes to the cost, I would say, if you do shop at Walmart, try to get, vegetables, try to cook larger portions for your family instead of just buying little pieces at a time. You can eat that for a few days or a couple of days, but you can cook enough for, maybe four people. If you have two kids and then the wife and the husband, try to cook enough for maybe 2 or 3 days with one meal, and go from there and have a few options throughout the week, if you're trying to save money, with eating better. But uh in a lot of fast food places are cheap. McDonald's, you can get a dollar,
Mhm.
McDouble. You can get a full meal. You can get a full meal for $7.
Yeah.
At McDonald's,
Like,
you go to one of these healthy places, you're gonna spend almost 13, you're gonna double it. It's about $13 to $14. And a lot of people don't want to do that. But for me, it's a sacrifice. Are you gonna spend that $7 that's gonna cause more health issues down the line? Or are you gonna
mm,
pay a little bit more to help you longevity? And you want to set that example for your kids. And that's the biggest thing that I think most people struggle with is where are the food options in the community, not having enough healthier options in that community. And then to the budget, you know, how can I feed myself and it's expensive, or how can I feed my family, when it's expensive. But I think it's the mindset. That's the biggest thing. The first thing I would
okay.
say is changing your mindset on wanting to live a healthier life for yourself, but also setting the example for your children or nephews
Mhm.
or nieces that are watching you. Because I know there's
Absolutely.
people watching me. So I know that I have to set the example for my family. I have cousins,
Mhm.
I have brothers and sisters, on my dad's side that are looking too. So I have to set the example for them. And I've also trained my mother. I've talked to my mother and my grandmother about eating better. Because in most black families, we're not taught, to eat really healthy food. So,
I agree.
I've been the first person in my family to change that for us.
Absolutely. I am so excited for having you today. And you're absolutely right. I agree. I think it's the mindset. I believe it is starts there, deciding to make that change and starting to be an example to our grandchildren and our family ahead of us are watching us and how we eat. I agree. One of my sons was the one in my family who really stay on me about cleaning my eating up and has helped me a lot. I'm not exactly everywhere he wants me yet because he's a vegan. I'm not totally vegan, but I am more
Yeah.
conscious because of him teaching me and showing me, and I appreciate his wisdom as well as I appreciate yours. He's a young man, just as yourself, a little bit older than you, my son is. So I congratulate you all for wanting us to live long and have longevity in life. Is important, and our health is. Our food may be a little bit more expensive, but I told somebody when I was at the store, you pay it up front in your food, or you'll pay it in medical bills. So which one would you want to pay it
Exactly.
in, medical bills, or do you want to pay it in your food? And I think we should think about that,
Exactly.
because if we eat incorrectly, we're going to be in the hospital. We get all these pills and prescriptions, and when you can just buy some good old healthy food and heal the body as it naturally can heal itself, right? I think that's what you're saying, and I
And
appreciate that about you and
yeah,
your mission to help us. And so I
yeah,
have another.
yeah. I was just gonna say that I think that. Oh my bad. I'm sorry.
No, go
I was
right
just gonna
ahead.
say
I want to
something
hear what
really
you're going to
quick.
say. No,
Uh,
go ahead.
yeah, yeah. I was just gonna say that I think a lot of families do have to understand that when you eat poorly, it's gonna affect you financially long term.
Hmm.
At the moment you're not really thinking long term, but you have to start thinking long term, because it might cost you a little bit more now, and you might be like, oh, I don't want to spend a little bit more. But do you want to be in the hospital, when you get older and they're telling you all these health issues that you're having, and it's gonna hurt you in the long run? So that's why I had to explain to my family, and I'm glad that they've changed their mindset toward food and living a
Hmm.
healthier lifestyle, because they want to live longer. My grandma, she's 72, and she wants to live a long life. And I've told her, multiple times, grandma, we're gonna have to cut back on this, we're gonna have to cut back on that. And I started cooking for her actually,
Oh,
for a
great. Oh,
while.
my
I
God.
did.
That's
Yeah,
wonderful.
yeah. I started cooking for grandma, and when I
Oh,
started making the salmon, the asparagus, the sweet potatoes, she was like,
yeah,
"Oh, this tastes good. I want to keep eating. I want to keep eating this type of food." Then she would start asking me to start cooking once or twice a week.
that's great.
So,
That's wonderful.
I think.
I love that. Go ahead. You
Yeah,
think?
I
Go
mean,
ahead.
yeah, I was just saying, then, my uncle, we're close, me and my uncle, he started seeing that I started cooking for my grandma, and my grandma loved it, and she's trying to eat healthy. Then he started, wanting to eat healthy. So a lot of my family members started to come to me, when I really started to take my nutrition seriously. I always had the fitness, there was the nutrition, as I became adult around 19 years old, and they started to see how serious, I was with that, and they wanted me to help them. So I'm glad that they've made that transition too.
I know that is great. Yeah, I know it makes you feel good because, like I said, my son introduced me
Yeah.
to vegan food, and he started cooking his first little vegan dishes with me. And so I know your grandmother appreciated it because I felt really great when he would come home from college and traveling. He's like, "Mom, we're gonna have this vegan dish," and I was like, "Oh, thank you." And it does feel good to eat healthy. It gives you, like you said, more clarity, more energy. And it feels really good to eat correctly. So I'm glad that you helped us understand the 80-20, the 80-20. I think most of the time, I think we fail at working out
Yeah.
because of our eating habits. For my own testimony, I would say,
Mm.
I remember a while back trying to work out and not eat right. And I was coming home feeling like I was beating up myself. I wasn't feeling good. And then I joined and I teamed up with the gym and did a whole 30. You might have heard of the whole 30 where you take out dairy and all this other stuff for 30 days.
Mm.
Like you
I've heard
said, I
of it.
measured myself. And then that 30 days, and I started working out and eating correctly. And then the hand in hand, like I tell people, prayer and meditation, that hand in hand works so much better that you create a different type of resort in your body and in your mind. So I think you are definitely sharing with all of our viewers what's important, the 80%, and learning how to change your eating habits and decide to start there. I have another couple more questions I
Yeah.
want to ask. Okay. How can you help people leap into that in 2021? How can you help some of the viewers out here who are really stuck? They really enjoyed
Mhm.
Thanksgiving. The
Mhm.
dressing was so good. That pork chop was delicious. That the lard and the greens was so good, right? Remember that? I started that when I was young, cooking for my
Right.
ex-husband. And my grandmother said, get that lard, girl. And I got that lard. I had lard on everything. My heart was so full of lard, you know what I mean? And our pork fat back and all that good stuff.
Mhm.
How do you help someone out there who is really ready to make 2021 the year of their nutrition and they really want to feel
Mhm.
good? Um, how
Mhm.
did they? What would you say for them to leap out there, and how would you, as a fitness coach, assist them with that? What type of tips would you tell us?
There's three. Yeah, there's three things I'm gonna talk about, with getting started. You gotta know your why. Why do you want to live a healthier life? Why do you want a fitness coach? You gotta know your why first. Because if you
Okay.
don't know your why, you don't know why you're doing it.
Mhm.
Anyone can work out and then they fall off the wagon because they don't have a why. They're just kind of going in the motions. But if you're doing it for your family, you're doing it for you, wanting to live at just a healthier lifestyle, or if you have a timeline on when you want to accomplish a goal, you gotta find that why. That's the first thing. And then two, you have to have the right people in your life that's gonna help you achieve your goal. If you have negative people, negative family members, negative friends that say, "Hey girl," or "Hey dude, man, you've been trying this for years and it ain't worked," go ahead and eat that burger and fries. Don't be eating that salad. Like, get them out your life.
Okay.
Get the negative people out. You gotta have people that's gonna hold you accountable, and that's gonna be supportive of your mission and wanting you to achieve your fitness goals. And number three, staying consistent.
Mm.
A lot of people do it for a month and then they're like, "Oh, I don't see the results." And it's
Mhm.
like, this is not something that's going to happen in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Social media, I'm sorry to say it, social media makes it seem like, you're supposed to have this perfect body and it's supposed to come overnight. And that's not the case. It takes work. I hate to say this, but a lot of women on social media are having plastic surgery too. A lot of them are, doing work on their bodies. Even
Mm-hmm.
men. I'm sure it's probably men who do it too. But if you stay consistent and you put in the work, it will come. You can't get impatient. You got to know that it's going to take time for you to reach those goals. It's not going to happen overnight.
Let's see if I have any questions for you before we have any questions for any of the viewers. If you'd like to ask while we have Mr. Smith here, he is the man of the hour. He is our hero in 2021. We salute Martin Luther King today, everyone, in honor of him and everything he's done for us in our history.
Salute.
But we have a trailblazer, a new leader, a new Black man who is leaving his legacy to his family and the world. And one of his passions is that the world will know that it's important to be the best version of yourself, mind, body, and health. Health is number one
Yes.
by eating right, exercising. And I also know you have investments in realtor. I've seen some other great things about you. So I put your IG, but you also have your IG there. And let me look why you everyone check out his IG page. I'm going to see if I have any questions over here for us. Surrounding yourself,
Yes.
people agree with you. Our guests agree with you on surrounding yourself with supportive people, making sure that's important. Let's see. And they say, thank you for sharing. So right now, that's all I had. And everything is making sense. So you
Mhm.
are right on point. Your 3 points sounded perfect. What other things would I answer? So let's
Yeah.
see. We got some couple other questions maybe here. Let's see. So you told us what happened with you as a kid.
Yeah.
And let's see. Okay, we talked about struggling. So how do people reach you if they want to learn how to have a supportive system? And what other ways would you like people to reach you? Are you on Facebook? What
Yeah.
other places can we find how to work with you as a trainer?
Yeah. So you can follow me on Instagram. It's Kyle the Fit Trainer. It's KYLE the Fit FIT and Trainer. That's how you can find me on Instagram. On Facebook, it's Kyle Smith. On Facebook, and those are the two platforms that
Did-
I use for my business is Facebook and Instagram at the current moment. But
I-
also, like I said, all my information is on my Instagram and Facebook. Right now, like I said, if you see me, I'm always in the community. I'm always going to different gyms, different places to network. And I have business cards that I'm always, wanting to give out. But the biggest thing this year that I want to do in Nashville is to help people with fitness and nutrition, but also help you with self development.
Mhm.
Just not that. I wanted to make a difference this year by putting more content on my social media pages, with Instagram and Facebook, by helping people just overall having a better life when it comes
Mhm.
to starting with investments, taking risk, starting to read more books,
Mhm.
to becoming a better you. Because
Mhm.
we all struggle in something or some things,
Mhm.
and for me, my story, you know, before this business, grew, I was going through a rough time, and I had to, read a lot of self-development books, and I had to become a better me.
Mhm.
So now that I've worked on myself and I've learned a lot, there's a lot of topics that I'm going to go into on my social media page that can help people and just give people, great information and great content, because I want to be able to make a difference in your life in other areas besides fitness and nutrition. That's just one part of your life. I want to be able to help you spiritually, emotionally, as well. So
Oh,
I'm definitely excited about the future and where my business is going to go. And I'm looking forward to help as many people as I can in Nashville.
Absolutely. I'm so honored to have met you and had this interview with you tonight. I definitely agree with you. Self development is so important. I think it does start with those type of things, eating right, exercising, but personal development also comes from all of those things that you just mentioned. Thank you for sharing your information where we can find you at. But you mentioned the emotional part, and I am when I really had
Mm,
to really look at my eating habits and stuff. It was at a time there was emotional challenges that I was facing as well, and I realized that the food that I would eat or not eat would affect that. So if I was having an emotional
right.
experience from my point of view as a self-care and healing and love coach, healing yourself through mind, body, and spirit as well. I say that's important if you're because sometimes we're emotional eaters. And I had to identify that with myself. Sometimes I realized that when I had been triggered by something in my own world and life, I would tend to find myself eating something and I was like, oh, why am I eating that? And so being conscious to your that your emotions will lead you to eating down the wrong path as well if we're not aware of our emotional wellness and our personal development and stuff like that. So I think it's absolutely great. It makes sense because your food will
Yeah.
also help you be a better personal developed person. So congratulations to your success. I want to have you back on my radio show coming up, and I will be with WVOL. Woo, woo, woo.
Yeah.
I'm excited to be that
I'm looking forward to
host
it.
at WVOA. I will look forward to you coming in live and to the radio station here in Nashville. The history of WVOL is amazing
Yeah.
for us as Blacks as well. We're talking about history because this is, an honor to be a part of Nashville. Now we have the museum, and those people, and they're speaking from, where we start, like you talked about, where we started eating as Black America, Blacks, how
Right.
we um, need to recognize how great we are in that aspect. And I'm just really honored to have you on this particular day in history. And then also,
Yeah. I'm
yeah,
definitely.
just go right ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just gonna say that uh, I I really want our community to do well. A lot of times, we don't get the fair treatment.
Mm-hmm,
We're looked down upon, women,
mm-hmm,
black men and black women. A
mm-hmm,
lot of times I feel like for us, I'm not saying everybody wants us to fail, but there are a lot of people that don't want black people to do well. And I want us to, live healthier lives. I want us to start investing, starting our own businesses, and making an impact on other people. I want us to be risk takers. For me, I had a video
mm-hmm,
about this on my page. When I started to make risks and I started to take those risks, I feel like I was able to make more of an impact in my community when I started to take those risks with my business, with starting to investing into real estate,
mm-hmm,
investing into the
mm-hmm,
stock market,
mm-hmm,
and other things that I'm doing is just open up my eyes and having the right people in my life. And I had a lot of black mentors, as well, older black men that came in, kind of grabbed me up under their wing and gave me a lot of great information, to help me along the way. And I'm glad that I had those people in my life at a younger age when I was 22, 23. And I feel like now I have definitely grown at 26. And I want to be able to give that information to even younger kids, and even adults. It doesn't matter the age, because we can all use this information and we can all
mm-hmm.
grow together. I think this is a time where we, as a black community, should stick together, and keep growing together, and we make a difference in this community.
I just have to add to that. I'm so honored to meet you again. I said it maybe 25,000 times. I'm so blessed to have this moment with you, young man. You are a trailblazer, you are a leader, you are making a difference in this community. And that's so sometimes notice as much as I want to tell the world, take note of this. This is history being made right now. And you're right. I definitely was just talking to Mr. Hollenberg at the radio station, and he's like, it's our time. We really have to seize this time, and we really have to make ourselves a priority in the community and let it be known in our confidence. And we show that abroad, right? Across the world. We love people. We want to help, especially our community, because our community deserves that. And then also, I'm with my television shows coming up. So I definitely want you to come on to my television, which we'll be getting that out once I get all my marketing dates and airtime. I'm going to have you back. You got to come back and share
Yes,
again.
yes,
I want you to share to the entire
yes,
world. You are world renowned. We'll say it today on January the 18th, that the world has heard of Martin Luther King, and we shout him out. And he trailed the blaze, and he's making, and what his message is doing is unfolding. We are in need of being united as a whole country. We do need solidarity, as all races do. But we as Blacks
exactly.
definitely need to step it up and be proud to be Black. And I am honored to be. I'm so proud of your mom and your family, showing, just being a light
Yeah,
in the community. So, and all over the world, not just Nashville, you are internationally today. I am marking it on my calendar that I got to have an interview with you. Why, before you get, all your uh, uh, world recognition. You did it here with Robin F. David, and Robin F. David is so grateful to have you. So thank you. One of the things I wanted to say to the audience before we close out, I like to do a little. I like to read a little. I always do a little statement, look, a quote. So our quote for today came to me was, "A goal without a plan is just a wish." And Antonio
mm,
Descent said, "A goal without a plan is just a wish." So you want to make your goal, write it out, get it written out, put the date on it, and start your action plan. Because if it's just in your head, it's just a wish. If you just thinking you want to be healthy and wealthy, that's just a wish. But you're gonna have to write it down. So write that down, get
yeah,
yourself ready for a better 21, and contact Mr. Smith today. And then also my word. I have a word. I always have a word for the week. And this is manifesting on Monday. And the word for the week is history. History. And history is about past events. We were talking about Martin Luther King. We're talking about our communities, the things we have suffered. We've died young, and we haven't had the opportunity to have the businesses where we want them, much business we like. And we have to start respecting each other. So we got memories and discoveries of organizations that are coming together here in Nashville and things like that. So history is about past things and memories and organizations that we have been all a part of, but we're making history today as well. We're here with Mr. Smith, while he is teaching us
yes,
the get your why together now. Reach out to him on those platforms. I love the platforms you're on. You're real simple. I love that about you. You're very clear. You're very focused, and you are contagious, because I'm going to have, yes, Miss Robin's going to eat well tonight. I'm going to have salmon, and I'm going to have me some salad. I have
yes.
a spinach, and I have some other fun tomatoes and carrots. Not carrots. I do like carrots, but I got cucumbers in there tonight. So I'm going to, after this
I
show,
like
have
carrot.
a
I like
healthy
carrots
meal.
too.
I'm encouraged to take one day at a time. And I definitely, what I want to take away is looking at my why. I think that's really what has been my mindset. I haven't really understood my why. So thank you for challenging me today and our viewers to look at our why, and understanding that the 80% of life is what we put in our nutritions, and our that helps our mind and our body function to 100% and be our best person, whether that is a business person, a mom, or just being a good friend. You want to be healthy. You want your friends healthy, right? So
Yeah.
you
Yes.
want your
I
friends to be
got
around
I
a long
got
time.
very supportive friends.
That's good.
I got very supportive friends. I think like I said, for me, I have a very great circle. A lot of my friends, they want me to do well. They see that I'm growing with my business. We work out together. We play basketball on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We make sure that we get in the gym and lift. We also just study on different investments together. We're trying to grow together. We work on self development together too. So you gotta get around the right people that's gonna help you grow, and you guys set goals together. If you have someone in your life that wants to that wants those goals too, like I tell people all the time, work out together. I have friends
Mm-hmm.
that work out together. They come together, they actually do better with a partner than by themselves. So, if it takes for you to find a friend, sister, brother, start this journey with them. It only it starts with one day. And
Mm-hmm.
then after that one day, you just keep going. I think the hardest part for most people is just taking that step. Like, take the step. This is a new year. This is a new you. you
Yeah.
know let's not
Yes,
be
it
the
is.
let's not be the same person that we were last year. Let's
Mhm.
grow, let's
Ooh,
develop.
I like
And
that.
I think that's the mindset you have to have. Every day I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to learn something new. I'm trying to see how I can grow my business or how I can impact others more.
Mhm.
And I think you have to have that mentality to keep growing, and to set those goals. And I like that quote you had, because that quote is true. You have to write your goals down.
Mhm.
When I started to grow the business, I started to write my goals down. And one of the books that changed my life, the book is called Think Like a Billionaire.
Mm.
Um, and you can find that book on Amazon, I believe, or you can order it. But it's called Think Like a Billionaire. And when I started to read that book, it wasn't even about the money, but it was the fact of putting God first and
Mm.
writing your goals down, and giving God the glory for everything that is happening in your life. When I
Mm.
started to write those things down every day and to speak those things into existence, a
Mm.
lot of that stuff started to happen for me. I was praying more, I was writing it down, but I was also putting in the work. You have to put in the work. A lot of people just think, oh, God's going to bless me tomorrow.
Mhm.
It's not like that. God wants you
That's
to
right.
work hard. He wants you
That's right.
to be consistent with
Yes.
the goals that you have.
Yes.
And for me, that happened, and I want that for other people. Give anybody, any, advice, I would say write your goals down and put in the work and pray on it. I did a lot of
Mm.
prayer as well.
Mhm. I love that. Yes, I definitely agree with you. Writing it down, God is first, and actually talking to Him every day. Remember, I talk about prayer and meditation, the consistency of prayer and meditation, biblical meditation on the Word, sitting still every day. Before you see who I am today, that's like 6 years ago. I started consistently with that marriage, right? So it does help me show up a little different than some people because meditation and prayer does work, and speaking the word. 2020, that was what God had gave me to magnify faith. That's my word. I get words. God gives me words for the year. Last year was fearless, fun, and focused. And I was like, "What do you mean we're in a pandemic?" And I got that last year in January. Well, I thought fearless meant for me to go out networking and meeting people because I have a nonprofit organization. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to meet all these great people in business. So I can't be scared. But he was just like fearless to live, just to actually live. If whether that mean I had to wear my gloves and my mask, just being fearless on purpose, right? And then fun was having clarity. I was like, I had to look those words up again. Like, what does fun mean? He's like, you got to have clarity. That's fun. When you're clear on who you are and what you need to do, that's fun, Robin. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So fearless meant to know that I'm healthy and I can build my immune system up, protect myself, and still live life, right? Fun was clarity, and focus meant just pay attention, stay in the moment, stay right here, and focus on what you're doing right now. So I am so honored. And now, so faith is my word for 21. I'll be magnifying faith. But he also gave me speak it in 21 and see it in 21. So I think it's like
That's
closing my
good.
eyes sometimes and just seeing, us as a community doing well. And I was just telling Mr. Hollenberg, I see WVOL being magnified as one of the best places to be on, be at. It's a black hit. It has so much black history there, and it's an important milestone in who we are in radio and broadcast, right? So I definitely I see it when I was driving over there, in Nashville, all these buildings are growing up, but I seen WVOL with a big old building standing up because we deserve that, right? He deserves
Yeah.
that. He's been a black man putting in, believing in us for a long time, just like yourself. And once you put the seed in there, you want to see your harvest grow, right? So I'm
Yeah.
honored to be a part of this growth here in Nashville, meeting great people like yourself, connecting through radio, television, and StreamYard tonight. So I look forward to you coming back with more great information for all these amazing people who took time to stop on Manifesting Monday with Robin F. David. And we appreciate you. So I want to just say thank you again. Is there any other thing you want to say before we say have a great evening to all of the viewers all over the world, all our
Yeah.
worldwide viewers? We appreciate you all. Thank you.
Yeah.
Did
The
you have
last thing Yeah,
right?
the last thing I'll just say is that thank you, Miss Robin, for letting me come on this evening and speaking with you and giving great advice and giving my story to people that are watching. I hope the information that I gave you can use that for you or your family, and I hope this conversation today made a difference in your life. And I want
Mm,
to also talk about one more thing.
go right ahead.
This year for 2021, you had a word. For me this year, the word for me was being a risk taker. Like I talked
Mm,
about before. I think most people get into a comfort. They're kind of like in a comfort zone where they're like, oh, I don't want to take that step, or ooh, that might be too difficult, it might not work out. I don't want to do that because I'm thinking about the failure, but I'm not thinking about how I could succeed. And for me, I've read a lot, the last year. I read a lot of books, and a lot of successful people explain you have to go out there and take risks even
mm,
though you fail. You might fail a few times. You might fail
mm,
4 or 5 times, but
mm,
that one idea or that one business can take you from 0 to 1 million or more. Whatever God sees you going. He's seeing the work ethic that you put in, but it
mm.
takes failure for success. A lot of
Yes.
people don't understand that you have to fail before you succeed. So this year, I told myself, when it comes to my personal training business with investments, things that I have going on, I'm gonna be a risk taker, and I'm gonna do it smart. Don't go out here and spend your last. Take care of your bills
Mhm.
and everything you got going on, but
Yes.
be a smart risk taker. And not be in your comfort zone.
Mm, woo! I just want to give you a salute, young man. That's the way to end it because I'm telling you, that's what we have to do in order to follow God's plans. You definitely got to stay uncomfortable. I definitely agree and congruent with that because, yes, I've been on that journey and I failed a lot, but I keep
Yeah,
getting up.
exactly,
Get back up.
exactly,
And that's what you have
exactly.
to do. You definitely have to keep following your heart and you definitely will take some risks, some smart risks. I like what you
Yeah,
said there.
smart risk.
Not just don't take your rent and pay off your first business dream, and then you live outside looking at the dream like, oh no.
Bruh.
So, smart risk. I love your
Yeah,
word. Your word has inspired me, and it's also a word to remind me, yes, we have work to do together. I appreciate you. Well, I want to tell the
yeah.
guests, thank you guys. We're going to round it up now. I'm Robin F. David, inspiring you to embrace, love, and nurture yourself first as you do unto others. Thank you again. To next Monday. Please follow me on my website, which is robinfdavid.com. Join my email list. As I grow, we all are going to have a great 21 together. I look forward to having you back as my guest. And if you're
Yes.
interested in being a guest, please contact me. I would love to spotlight your business and your dreams as well. Thank you so much. And
No
we will see
problem.
you the next time. Have a great evening, everyone. Blessings. Until next Monday. Remember, history was made today. I'm so honored that I had the opportunity to interview today. You on this
Thank you.
Memorial Day here in Nashville. We have a museum, Black museum, that tell us we have a future. We had a past in our history, and we have a greater future ahead of us. Thank you, guys. I have a great day. Talk to you a little later.
You.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you. So that's it, guys. You are here today with that gentleman and Mr. Kyle Smith from Greater Nashville just told us what we got to do. The 80% based on what he just shared with us is, hey, taking a risk and eating better today so your future will be brighter tomorrow. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Come back next Monday. Share and like. Leave your comments. Thank you for those who did come and share and like today. You are much appreciated. Thank you so much. Blessings on your week.